everyone, my name is the Cool Boys Comics, and in this video we're going to be looking at the Tomb of the Ancients. In most places' opinion, it's the most valuable source of life and reliable. And I say, so let's get right into it. So this is what the tomb looks like. If you see it in the realm, dropped by the Grand Sphinx, or if you see it in the Nexus, go into it. I totally recommend it. If you have a level 15, go right for it. According to Realm, it's the final resting place of all gods, and by archaeologists, it's considered to be a time capsule of old culture. Nice. This is like an example. It's a pretty big dungeon. I'd say it's the size of about 1.5 Mad Labs. But sometimes, if you're very lucky, you can get 4 treasure rooms. Some screenshots. So top left is like an average room. The top right is where the sarcophagus is, where we're going to get that into later. And the bottom picture is the treasure sarcophagus. We're also going to get that into that later. So these are all going to be the enemies you're going to see along this journey. The first one I want to talk about is the Jackal Lord. He spawns 3 enemies, the Jackal Assassin, Jackal Veteran, and Jackal Warrior. The Jackal Lord, God, he has 40 defense and 6,000 HP. Really not enough. But at least he only has a black bullet that only does 140 damage. That's all it really does. And by the way, speaking of phases and stuff, his first thing he really does is that he just flies his minions around till they're all dead. He heals them up, by the way. But then when they're all dead, he runs away. Coward. We're going to be talking first off about the Jackal Assassin. Well, he has 2,000 HP and 30 defense. And a white bullet that does 100 damage. Next up is the Jackal Veteran. He has 1,800 HP and 20 defense. Instead of having a 100 damage white bullet, this one's 120, which will hurt even more. And next, my personal favorite, the Jackal Warrior. Has 1,400 HP and 10 defense. And he only has a white bullet that does 8 damage. See, he's like the nice one. He hurts you the least. Next one I want to talk about is the Jackal Priest, who looks like some kind of furry. Jackal Priest has 2,500 HP and 5 defense. It has 2 blue bullets. Or purple, I'm kind of blue-purple colorblind. 100 damage and 140 damage. And he puts up a blue shield, by the way. Next up is the Lion Archer. He also puts up a blue shield. 3,200 HP and 20 defense. And shoots arrows that do 70 damage, 100 damage, and 90 damage. Slows you, and 100 black damage, 100 black arrows. Oh no, a black arrow does 100 damage, and paralyzes you for 1.2 seconds. Next is the Eagle Sentry, who by the way puts up a brown shield. And this man's got 4,000 HP, 35 defense. Has a bullet that does 70 damage, 90 damage, and a bow that does 70 damage. Next thing I'm going to talk about is the Bloated Mummy. Mummy, 3,000 HP and 20 defense, 500 XP by the way if you care. And he shoots 2 bullets. One that's just a green star does 30 damage, another that confuses you for 2 seconds. So another spawn from Satan. Next up, the Scarab, and I be honest when I say this, but it might be one of the biggest threats in this tomb. Because if a bunch of Scarabs goes on top of you, and they keep chain paralyzing you, especially if you're sitting on a trap, and even more especially if you're like getting attacked by other enemies, you are dead. Trust me, if at least 10 or 15 of these guys go on top of you, and there's other enemies shooting at you, Nexus, even if you're still at full HP, Nexus, trust me, it will be worth it. But who cares, they only do 300 HP. And they have the green bullets that do 50 damage, and the blue balls, purple balls, that do 20 damage, but paralyze you for an eighth of a second. Next up are the Swarms. And the Swarms, what they do is that there's just a bunch of them, they're pretty threatening, and you can't even kill them because they keep on spawning minions. And when you kill the minions, then when you can kill them, they'll just spawn more minions. The red ones have bullets that do 80 damage, 40 damage, and 60 damage. The blue ones have bullets that do 60 damage, 100 damage that weaken. And the yellow ones have 40 damage yellow shots that blind you for 4 seconds. And 80 damage that confuses you for 2. So try not to mess with these guys. And these are the traps. Oh, you're nothing there really. Just the bombs, they're easy to avoid. But if you're clearing, just stand a trap. Try to clear enemies. And the elemental turrets, just avoid them. There's nothing you can do about them. You can't destroy them or anything. Alright, now that we covered the enemies and all that, we're going to talk about how you activate the bosses. Because when you just go into a room, when you start and enter, you're going to be in the boss room. But you have to activate them by killing these 5 sarcophagi. And with the sarcophagus, you can't even just run in and kill it. No, you have to kill the worshipping priests and worshipping priestesses first. Let's first talk about the worshipping priests. The worshipping priests have a 100 damage bluish purplish shot that does nothing, but a 60 damage crescent that awakens you for 5 seconds. I thought it was like 20, but no, it's only 5. And the worshipping priestesses have 7,000 HP, 50 defense. They're not as bad because they only have, even though their crescents do 0 damage, they weaken for 7 seconds, which is pretty annoying. And they only have 80 damage bullets instead of the 100. Okay, so after you kill those guys, then you get to kill the sarcophagus. After you kill 5 of these, you can get to the boss. But did you know there's also a treasure sarcophagus that spawns in a golden room instead of like a quicksand room? And you can not only when you kill it, you not only count it as a regular sarcophagus, but you can also get cool stuff like cyan bag weapons, rainbow pots by attack, defense, and speed. Sometimes you can get all 3. And if you're lucky, the Shendite of Geb. Nice. Okay, so you cleared out the tomb, killed the sarcophagus. Now you're ready for the 3 bosses. Bess and Geb. Let's talk about the first one, because the order that you mainly kill it is Bess Nut Geb. It used to be Nut Bess Geb, because Nuts to heal it a bunch. Yeah, I know, I'm stealing this information from Tower. But still, it's my favorite opinion. The one on the left is when he's not awakened. And on the right, that's him when he is awakened. Also, I want to let you know there's 2 types of variations. You can do FFA, which means free for all. So everyone just spams their abilities and tries to kill all 3 bosses at once. Or clean, where you just kill a boss one by one. Bess's base HP is 48,750 HP, 50 defense, but he has 20,000 XP. He has probably one of the deadliest shots in the entire tube. 240 damage blacks bullets. And if you get hit by 2 of these and an armor break shot, you are dead. It doesn't even matter if you're a maxed out knight, you're dead. He also has 150 damage armor breaking shots for 5 seconds. And this shotgun can really get people. It's really underestimated. These white toenail clippings that stun you for 1.2 seconds, which is he uses in his rage phase and stuff, and 0 damage weakening for 7 seconds shots. But he only really does that when he's awakening, so nothing to worry about. And 60 damage stunning shots. But if there's one thing I like about these 3 guys, it's his awakening phase, he says, "This will now be your tomb." In his battle phase, he says, "Impudence, I am an immortal. I needn't take you seriously. The others use tricks, but I shall stun you with my brute strength. At my wondrous defense, not disable our foes." Yeah, she wants to put us in a wheelchair. The end of your path is... Next, we got... On the left, it's what looks like in her awakening phase, and on the right, that's what Nut looks like in her regular phase. She's got 37,500 base HP and 50 defense. And she's got a bunch of crescents that just that just slap you in the face. Real Smith slap, that's how serious it is. 80 damage black shot, it's always the black shots. 40 damage quieting for 1 second. 40 damage weakening for 5. 40 damage green shot that slows you for 5 seconds. 40 damage like cyan shot that blinds you for 5 seconds. 40 damage arrows that arm and break you for 3 seconds. 200 damage arrows that paralyze you for 1.4 seconds. The average weakening shot, and 50 damage paralyzing like ice bullets. And those are nuts attacks. And a taunt, awakening fang is enough of your vandalism. Battle phase, best become my wall of defense, even though he's dead. Geb, eradicate these cretins from our tomb. My artifacts shall make your lethargic lies end and more swiftly. Rage race, this cannot be, you shall not succeed. What a way with words. Now we got Geb. That's what Geb looks like. I think he's pretty cool. He's got 41,250 base HP and 30 defense. And he is like the assassin of the bunch. He's got 280 damage black shots, 100 damage slowing shots for 5 seconds, 30 damage red shots, which is like what Geb's strategy is. He just like shoots more and more of his shots like along the way as you do more damage to him. 0 damage weakening shots like all the others. 80 damage like fire. Another 200 damage black shot. 120 damage grenades, 70 damage grenades, and 40 damage grenades. And I think he has my favorite taunts. There's awakening phase. It says, you have awakened us. Battle phase, not protect me at once. My artifacts shall destroy you from your soul to your flesh. And rage phase, you shall pay for your crimes. Cool. Okay, so guess what? You cleared out the tomb, defeated the sarcophagus, and killed the boss trio. Now let's see your prizes. You get the Mark of Geb, you can get like purple chests with that, a life pot that comes from all 3 of them. That's like what the tomb is famous and pot for. You get some rainbow pots from the treasure sock. The 3 bosses can drop an ink. Best can drop the Tome of Holy Protection, which is I think a tome that can give you a brown shield. And the Ring of the Pyramid, which is the best ring. Nut gives you a Ring of the Sphinx, the worst ring. And the loot that sucks, really. I only use those 2 items for feed power. And Geb, who gives you the white Ring of the Nile, which is basically the same thing as the Mad Lab ring, but just a little bit rarer. And the ST wand to the Geb set, which I think is a pretty decent set. Also, the regular sarcophagus can drop the tome to the Geb set. And I actually love that tome really much. The treasure sarcophagus can drop the robe, and the worshipping priest and priestesses drop the ring. And plus, Nut can give you her skin, and not your skin. Geb can give you, I think, a priest skin. The best can give you, and the 3 of them can give you pet skins, and the other 3 can drop you the snake skin. Well, thank you so much for watching. Well, we did it. I made the tomb guide. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think I spent more time on the thumbnail than actually filming the video. Funny. Well, we can hopefully get 100 subscribers by the end of the year. Leave your suggestions.